And it's just basketball. At the end of the day, it's just basketball.
Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe on the way in the door, my people. I hope you all are having a truly fantastic day today. Shout out to Thanos Snap Feminism. This is a video request from him, and yeah, so people, Rich Paul, the title of this video, not my video, but the video that I'm about to play is Rich Paul gets honest on Bronny James. So I have a hard time believe anybody affiliated with Clutch Sports is about to get honest about anything. But buckle up, people. This is about a close to 4-minute clip. So I'm gonna actually let the whole thing play. Get your popcorn, because we'll talk about it after this. So here's Rich Paul getting honest about Bronny James.
You see the discourse. I know you see all the narratives out there. Do you think Bronny will win over his haters with the way that he's been playing?
I think, not to more so make it about Bronny, I just think about when you talk about development, right? And when you talk about opportunity, the problem we got, I see Rashad make a lot of hating comments when he's on the show, but the problem that we got is most people don't understand, and this equates to the people out there in your life as well. When you get your opportunity, in most cases, you're underdeveloped, right? Think about it. When you get your opportunity, in most cases, you're underdeveloped. In the NBA, the issue is those opportunities don't come around multiple of times. So when you see a young man leaving college to go and play in the league, what he's betting is, I'm going to be ready when I get my opportunity, right? And in most cases, that's not the case. Now, then you talk about, well, I'm comparing a name of somebody to somebody who has been proven consistently for several years. And when you equate that with just the human psychology of, I'm doing bad, so I want you to do bad too. You put all that into the middle of the table and you get that negative energy, right? But now put your own children in that position, right? Take sports out of it. The opportunities in life don't come to you often. You have to be ready. Most people can't say, when a conversation came my way, I was actually ready to do things, because I take myself, for example. There was no opportunity for me. It was told to me there was no opportunity. My readiness came from the way I was able to think at that moment. So in that exact moment, you know what I said? I don't need a title. I don't need a position. I don't need a high salary. I'm gonna make something for myself, right? But most people would have been like, nah, I'm good, or I'm getting it already. I don't need that. You get what I'm saying? And so I put it, we represent a lot of guys in the league, whether they've been in the league 6-7 years or whether they've been in the league 6-7 months. It always goes back to, are you prepared when your opportunity arises? And it may just come from a situation as simple as jogging to the scorer's table to go into the game. Not walking, like jogging, because I want to get in. Or a chase and run through. It don't have to be you scoring 30 points in the game. Just understanding that there's no garbage time in the NBA will get you your next opportunity. It ain't about, because for me, I recruit guys all the time. Most guys that score 30 in college, they don't really do anything in the NBA. It's the opposite, right? It's flipped. So, you can't never worry about what somebody has to say, because that's gonna be part of it. And obviously, you guys have a show to do, and there's an entertainment aspect to it. But you just gotta allow yourself to continue to put yourself in position to where the next opportunity is given. And Bronny's foundation of who he is as a human being is gonna continue to allow that.
Okay, my people, if you feel like you lost brain cells listening to that, you are not alone. If anyone could please tell me what Rich Paul's point was in that almost 4-minute clip. If anyone could tell me what they took away from what Rich Paul was saying, that would be great. Fanboys, this is for you guys. You guys seem to be expert in nonsense, so you guys should be able to explain it to me well. But then again, what should we expect from someone who didn't know that the goat has horns and not antlers? All right, people. So the initial question was, does Rich Paul think Bronny will win over his haters by the way he's playing in the G League? This was the initial question. And Rich Paul seemed like he started driving to Atlanta and wound up in California. Rich Paul didn't answer the question at all, in my opinion. So he started talking about opportunities, and most people aren't prepared for the opportunities. And then he kind of went into, well, human nature is to, when you're doing bad, you want to see other people do bad. And I guess he's kind of equating that to, you know, if you're hating on Bronny, it's because you're doing bad and you want to see other people doing bad. And then he kind of wound his way back around to, you need to be prepared for the opportunities when they come. So Rich Paul, was Bronny prepared to be in the NBA? Was Bronny prepared to be in the NBA? Or was he thrown into the NBA before he was prepared? That's one question for you, Rich Paul. Other than that, you know, this whole thing. So you heard him call Rashad McCants and say, oh, you know, Rashad says a lot of hating comments on the show. This is just par for the course today. In today's world that we live in, if you can't come up with a good defense for criticisms people may have of you, then you just default to calling them a hater, and that keeps you from having to actually explain yourself. If you don't have a good defense from the criticism that you receive in today's society, the default is to just call the person who's criticizing you a hater, and that prevents you from having to defend yourself, to explain yourself, to give a good reason behind why the criticisms aren't valid. But at the end of the day, when you have to call someone a hater, guess what? That means that the criticisms probably are valid, and you don't have a good reason, a good explanation as to why they aren't valid. LeBron James fanboy, class is in session for you. This is you guys. Now I'm trying to figure out, and this video actually fits in perfect with what's been going on this week with the whole LeBron James and Stephen A. Smith thing. You know, again, for anybody who is on LeBron James' side, who thinks that, oh, well, as a father, I understand this. No, I'm sorry. I don't. You as a father, again, you need to prepare your kids for reality, not for a life of delusion. And LeBron James not being able to take accountability himself and say, hey, you know what? I was planning on getting Bronny in the league, and that was already gonna bring a certain amount of criticism because I'm using my power to do it. But on top of that, I set the expectations really high by saying that he's better than half the players in the league by saying that he could be on the Lakers right now. I put even more pressure on top of what would have already been there. But again, people who have no accountability often call people haters. People who have no accountability often call people haters. Because again, whatever criticisms people have about you, the one way, surefire way to make them go away is to improve on that thing that they're criticizing. Especially if we're talking about sports. So, the only way Bronny James is going to get rid of the criticism is if he becomes a good player, which unfortunately I don't see that happening for the simple fact that, like I said, to me, Bronny just doesn't carry himself like, number one, like a true competitor. Number two, like someone who's passionate about the game of basketball. And then again, who wouldn't want to be in the NBA? Who wouldn't want to play basketball and make millions of dollars? So just because you say someone wants to be in the NBA or it's your dream to be in the NBA, that really doesn't mean a thing. It's like, to me, the proof is in the actions. The proof is in your demeanor on the court. And Bronny does not, his demeanor on the court isn't of someone who is passionate about the game of basketball. When I see Bronny on the court, he looks like someone who's in over his head and terrified, not comfortable, and he's not comfortable because he feels a tremendous amount of pressure to try to get to a place to where he won't be criticized so much. And that is much different than someone like a Quincy Olivari, who, when you watch Quincy Olivari play, it is clear that that kid loves some basketball. It is clear that he loves the game of basketball. And I think the love will drive your skill level. It's like, because like Bronny, I don't think he's without the potential. He seems decently athletic and, and he shows flashes of capability. But again, that's kind of irrelevant. Potential is one thing. But to me, it is your drive. It is your passion about the thing, one way or another, that's going to see how far that potential goes. And I just, again, look at who his father is. Someone who, despite what you LeBron James fanboys think, LeBron James did not reach his full potential, especially for the era he played in. He didn't reach his full potential for the era he played in. So yeah, Rich Paul and his running around in circles saying nothing. I'm really puzzled. And this is typical from the LeBron James, from the 4-6 kingdom. This is typical. Fanboys, this is what I keep trying to tell you guys over and over. This is why so many times supporters of LeBron James himself, people in LeBron James' circle, like Rich Paul and Shannon Sharp, this is why a lot of times they wind up saying a bunch of nothing because they have to talk in circles. It's really like trying to talk in circles so you forget the original question. That's what it really felt like Rich Paul was doing. It's like, so do you think Bronny's gonna win over the haters by the way he's been playing in the G League? And the obvious answer is, well, Bronny James may be doing better in the G League, but the G League is not the NBA. We have yet to see Bronny show signs that he can be a good NBA player. So as long as he's like this, he's going to continue to get the criticism. You know, because first of all, the question was some BS to begin with. Do you think Bronny will win over the... It's so ridiculous that this is how it's labeled. Do you think Bronny will win over the haters? There are no Bronny James haters. And I mean by and large. In general, there are no Bronny James haters. They're just people who are saying exactly what they see. There are people who understand the situation, who's like, hey, first of all, you're in the league because of your father. Your father overhyped you, oversold you, and you're nowhere near what he said. And you got a guaranteed contract in the G League. Like, this is unprecedented in the NBA. This is a clear abuse of power by someone who the NBA has let run amok since he got into the NBA. Like, this is a clear, to me, a clear turning point that the NBA may never be the same again. Said this year LeBron James took everything too far. This year LeBron James took his abuse of power too far, because he's been abusing his power. But like I said, this year was just like it was over the top. JJ Redick, Bronny James, it's just over the top. And now LeBron James is mad, about the Bronny criticism, or more I guess more accurately about him being called out as a father. And Rich Paul gives this ridiculous bunch of nothing. Again, anyone who can decipher a clear point of everything that Rich Paul said, please drop it in the comments, because the guy was just talking in circles. But anyway, people, we gonna hold up here. The ridiculousness continues. Again, like I said, what do you really expect from someone who didn't know a goat has horns? Shout out to Rich Paul for giving us the deer. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Let me know what did you think about what Rich Paul had to say. Do you guys think that Bronny can win over his quote unquote haters? Do you guys think that Bronny has any capability at all of being a decent NBA player? Do you think that's possible? And I'm not saying he has the potential from an athletic standpoint. I'm saying, do you think it's possible, given who Bronny James is, given his mentality, given that he's the son of the deer, is there any hope that Bronny James could actually become a decent NBA player? My thought is no. I just really don't believe it. I hope that I'm wrong. I hope that I'm wrong, but I don't believe it. But anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments. You all have a truly fantastic day, and I'll see you next time. All right.